was really interesting last night in California. Senate race there. Adam Schiff and Steve Garvey won the most votes in their primary, and they will be facing off in November. I am curious, Steve Garvey's a Republican. Does a Republican have a chance winning a Senate race in a liberal state like California?
Well, I mean, the answer is yes. It can be done in California. I mean, take David Valadao in California's 22nd congressional district. That is a Biden plus, a Democrat plus 13 district by voter registration. David Valadao wins that district, and he's coming out on top in that primary right now by about 6 percentage points. So it can be done. Now, you have to have smart messaging. You have to have a good candidate. And you have to have a good strategy. You have to be able to raise money. It can absolutely be done. Now, I mean, obviously, the problem in California is Democrat registration over Republican is 2-1 on the hardcores, Democrats versus Republican. But there is a big chunk of that California electorate that calls themselves NPP voters, no party preference voters. Those voters, those independent voters, we're seeing this all over the country. You mentioned the top 3 issues. One of those top 3 issues is immigration. We're seeing immigration triple and quadruple in terms of the most important issue to independent voters. And when you look at where Joe Biden's at the head of the ticket among those people who cite immigration as their top issue, I mean, he's at barely in double digits in an approval rating. His disapproval ratings are in the 70s and 80s. So look, do you kind of have to catch a wave to win in California these days? Yes. Can it be done? Absolutely. David Valadao has proved it. John Duarte in California 13 is proving it. There are other Republicans who are winning in Democrat congressional districts in that state. So yes, you can cobble together a coalition. It's going to be tough, right? From a fundraising standpoint, it's a big state to message, but it can be done. It can definitely be done.
So you're saying uphill battle, but it is doable.
It's doable, particularly, if you've got a weak top of the ticket, which, Adam Schiff's going to be dealing with a weak presidential candidate that's going to be a drag, not necessarily on Democrats, but on independent voters, those NPP voters in California. They're really going to be the key. And, if I'm the Garvey campaign, that's where I'm going. We're going to get Republicans because it's Adam Schiff, right? He led the impeachment of Donald Trump and all that, a highly partisan Democrat. I'm going right in on micro-targeting and data modeling and polling of those NPP voters, figure out what issues make them tick, and talk to them constantly for the next 6 months. And if you do that and you raise money, you got a chance to catch lightning in a bottle.